Good evening and Om Shanti. Welcome you to World Peace Meditation today. Today we have Sister Elizabeth Padilla with us from Novato. She is the director of Anubhuti Meditation and Retreat Center there. Sister Elizabeth has more than 30 years of spiritual practice, and I've had the pleasure of knowing her for so long. She will share with us from her experience the power of love and healing, and how we can extend the same to the world we are living in now. So, sister, we are welcome and look forward to hearing from you now. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Veena Ben, for that warm welcome. So today I thought I would speak to you a little bit about the heart and healing. And I mean that in the physical and spiritual sense. And then the second half of the hour, we'll just have some meditation. How does that sound?
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
And also to start the meditation with some music, just to sort of get into that lovely vibration and surrender ourselves to peace. I have a 6-step process in healing. And the first step, of course, we have an aim, and that is to feel whole, complete, happy, loveful, joyful, peaceful, and beautiful, so that you have a system that's healthy. And any healthy system has a flow. It's never stagnant. or stuck energy, right? If you think about it, even the body, for it to be healthy, there has to be a constant flow. Our breath, there has to be a constant flow. And when we fill our lungs with fresh air, we feel invigorated. And this is why they'll have a practice called pranayama, breathing exercises. Also, our cardiovascular system. If there isn't flow, I would definitely feel it. I would start to experience pain or symptoms if my cardiovascular system was not in a smooth flow, as well as the neurosystem or digestive system. The same goes with our thoughts and our feelings. And these are the part of the flow that feeds us and our consciousness, how we see ourselves, how we see the world. Now, in a spiritual context, it's hard because we don't have a body and vessels and bones and a neurosystem, but the soul is a conscious point of energy. And consciousness is often equated with a body of water. So imagine a lake, and we're very blessed here in California to have these Sierra lakes that are fed by snowmelt. And so there's a constant flow that comes into the lakes. And one of the beauties of Sierra Mountain lakes or mountain lakes is that they're crystal clear. And that's because there's a constant trickling of melting water that comes into the lake. And then, of course, the lake will then surrender some water in rivers down the mountain to the fields or to the valleys. Now imagine our ability to perceive is based on our thoughts, feelings, and experiences, our memories. And that's all bunched up in the lake, okay? Thoughts, feelings, experiences. And at the bottom of my lake, there are treasures. Some of them are hidden, and some of them we've already been able to harvest or get a hold of and utilize. But there's also some debris and some sunken ships, perhaps. So just to use this body of water as a metaphor for spiritual well-being and health, mental well-being and health, emotional well-being and health. Now, to keep this flow, this is where my 6 steps come in. And the first is based on your relationship to yourself, to the lake. What is my sense of purpose? What is it that I want? What is it that I really need? What is a healthy system for me? And so to begin to meditate on that and have an aim of what is happiness for me? What is an experience of wholeness and fullness? And to have a friendship, a kinship with myself, to be in harmony with my thoughts and feelings, even if they're disturbing, and just say, all right, it's just a fever, it'll settle down, and have patience. But But then after things calm down, then I'll learn from these experiences. These, once the turbulence settles, then I'll have clarity of mind, clarity of heart. I'll see to the bottom of the lake, and in the just shifting my focus, I can see the surface of the lake. And again, shifting my focus, I can see my own reflection. I can see the world around me. If the lake becomes turbulent, then that's how I see myself, others, and the world. So for me, meditation has been a big influence and change maker for me. And so having a new relationship with myself based on love, kindness, respect, and the power to face oneself. A doctor needs to know what's going on, to face and to heal, to be my own health practitioner for myself. And then next would be the company or a support system, the company I keep. Of course, we want to have good relationships, and maybe it's one or two or a family, someone I can count on, and to help me through times, and also to be of service. That also creates a flow when I'm of service. This is very, very important, to be of service and also to have the ability to take service. But the best support that I can have spiritually that also affects my relationships and also how I show up in the world is that connection with a divine being or a divine presence. Sometimes I'll call this a reference of divinity for you, whatever that might be. And just like with anyone that I meet for the first time or someone I've known for a long time, to keep that relationship strong, I keep that company. I keep in dialogue and have a mental and spiritual dialogue with God, with the Supreme Being, or with your divine reference, a place or being that I can resonate with at a high frequency. And this is what will jumpstart and keep the flow. It inspires me also to feel that love and peace, that I am a child of that love and peace, that ocean of love and peace, that it is my right as a child and parent relationship, whatever works, but to have that intimate connection, which we call Raja Yoga, with the Supreme. And then thirdly, to listen to your inner GPS, your inner guide, your intuition. And how do you know when it's your intuition that is based on your inner strength and positive qualities, or if it's out of fear or restlessness? Well, I don't really try to differentiate in the sense that I will say one is, negative. I find that when I try to shoo away the negative and the darkness, it tends to increase. I give it more energy. But if I'm really a spiritual health practitioner for myself, I would see that perhaps behind the disturbance, that there might be a little thorn that needs to be removed. And if I just keep in that connection, in that flow, with that support system of the divine, and with good company, people that support my spiritual life, my spiritual well-being. And so to have that refine my navigating system, so that I call it the child and the master, so that the intuition has sort of this uh, innocence about it and a mastery. Um, the child aspect is very creative, spontaneous, beginner's mind, fresh. There's a wonderment and a gratitude. And in that, there's flow, nourishment from that energy of the child perspective. And then also the voice of the master, that inner wisdom of experience, and also, again, having that meditation, allowing the mind to quiet down and to accept things as they are, to see the world as it is, and to see myself as it is, and the depths of my experience, and glean from that wealth of experience. So that's what I call intuition. And then, of course, that thorn, the fourth step is to have that, be able to diagnose. And of course, we don't want to overthink things, because that can create another stir, and other symptoms called headaches and heartaches. But of course, to just in that meditation, having that conversation with your divine reference, and in that rapport, that energy, to bring up that issue, that thorn, or that situation or obstacle, whatever it is that needs attention, and create a conversation with God, or with that divine reference, or even yourself, in that subtle vibration, that high frequency, and pose a few questions or even solutions. And I've done this many times, many times, where I would sit in the meditation room and I would have a situation that I tried maybe 10 different things and still haven't come up with the right solution, or it just was a little bit of an adjustment, and it finally came to where I needed to make a big decision, or there was a turning point in that situation or relationship. And I would sit really quiet. I'd go through that process where I have that connection with myself, what it is that I really want, that link, that support system with the divine, and then also having that navigator inside, the child, the master, to weigh things, my conscience, right? And then to sit and pose a few options, and even surrender to some new ideas. And usually, one experience I had where I lost any other ideas or alternatives, and I just sat in meditation and I just asked the question. There's power in the question. And I just asked, what should I do? And the answer came to me, and it was to bow. This had to do with the family. And I knew I was right, and I could have won in a court of law, but I would have lost a family. So it was quite a critical situation. And the answer I got in the stillness was to bow. And I knew that was not in my catalog of decisions. And so, but how I knew it was the right decision, how I knew my intuition was working for me, was the thoughts became still. There was still that love flow. That love flow was there. It wasn't cutting off or separating or stagnating. The experience is this flow. And I imagined myself bowing in that situation, and I felt a sweetness and a warmth in my heart, and I knew this was the path that would be right. All my questions stopped. My mind became more simple and calm. And that's how I could tell intuitively that I was on track. And then, of course, you're writing your own prescription. That would be my fifth step. It's like you get your history. Where did this come from? And then you think of, well, what could be the possible treatment? Of course, this has to be with that relationship with the divine, with the supreme being, so that that frequency is experienced, and I want to maintain that high frequency so that whatever decisions I make, it will be done with clarity, and I'll be able to resonate with it or not. That'll be my way of um, of knowing. Okay, so I'll come up with my prescription, and that was to bow. Okay, and then the lastly is to surrender, and it one follows the other very easily. And although it may not be easy to surrender, especially when you know you're right, but in this case, there was no flow. It was painful. That's how you know when something is stagnant or stale or stuck, is we would feel pain. And as soon as that prescription came of forgiveness and bowing, there was a flow. Now, that may not be the prescription for all situations because it depends on the ailment. In some situations, the prescription may be to face, but not to face with heat, to face with purpose and coolness and love. And it would be a love that is respectful, detached, honorable, but serviceable and invested in the good result or intention for the other and the self. So these are my 6 steps, and I have found them to be very helpful. And how I know that I need them is if I feel a stuckness and pain, whether it's mental, spiritual, and of course it can somatically show up in the body, and we may feel a headache, and it can manifest in other ways too. But nonetheless, when I go through this process on a spiritual level with that love, starting off with that relationship with the first soul consciousness, then divine consciousness, and then reflection on what ails me, get the diagnosis, get the treatment plan, and then come into the experience of that healthy state of flow, clarity, fullness, joyful, blissful, beautiful. Okay? So let's have a meditation where we can have an opportunity to feel this heartfelt flow of healing. And we'll start with a song of love, an offering to open that heart and to create that flow. In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes to see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when I think I've lost my way, then I go inside and quiet my mind. I can hear the Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Only love. Love that heals. Love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals. Love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals. Love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Only love. Love. Om Shanti. Let us take that journey together, that whole hearted journey to health and well being. I am a spiritual being. I am conscient energy, vibrant and alive. My original nature is peace. My original state of being is love and joy. Anything else is not I, the radiant being of consciousness. I am simply peace. I lift myself from the awareness of the body, sending love and gratitude to the body. Yet I lift my awareness. I imagine looking into the mirror of my lake, and I can see my own reflection, and my face is so peaceful and serene. Only love and kindness emanates from my eyes. And from that inward journey to the core, or from the core of peace and love within, I focus my attention to my personal reference of the divine, to the supreme being, the ocean of love. I immerse myself in the love of the divine. I feel recognized for who I am as I am. And I recognize the supreme being in that same light. I realize in this embrace of divine love how innocent and complete this love from the Supreme is. I experience myself to be lifted. I experience my own innocence. I experience that sweet joy of being in the delightful presence of my beloved friend, whom I can always count on, who's always there for me to support me. And the Supreme is also my beloved one, who sees me in that light and invites me to that state of equality, equal in vibration. Like a mother, the Divine Mother sees only my potential, never bothered with any other symptoms. And the Supreme Father protecting me with the sensibility and inheritance of self mastery. And the trusting relationship of the teacher, the guide, which opens up my heart. I surrender all reservations, all stuck places, and I allow the light of the divine to nourish me and heal the soul. To eradicate any dis-ease. I feel a flow of energy, of sweet, divine peace emanating from my being. I'm overflowing with that love. Just imagine every room and corridor and attic of your house filled with this calm light, a cool, fragrant light, that every part of me is filled with that light of peace. I'm embraced by the love of the divine. I surrender to the love of God. And I become a conduit of that love. I'm overflowing and abundant. I feel energized and fortified with the qualities of divine love, purity, clarity, mastery, and innocence. They are all available to me. And my intuition speaks to me so that I may flow this abundant love and peace to all beings, to the elements on the planet. I imagine that energy emanating from the divine being, from the supreme, through me as an instrument to my friends and family, and also to any stuck places in the form of relationships. I forgive and let go. I let go of the old, useless, and wasteful thoughts. I only have room for these divine, powerful, peaceful, flowing thoughts. I I even forgive myself. I send love and peace to all beings in the world. I bask in the rays of love and peace from the divine. And as a witness, I simply allow the same love and peace to freely flow through me and out beyond the walls to all continents, to all the rivers and mountains, to the water, earth, fire, air, ether. I imagine the world to be filled with this light. It's unending. All I have to do is simply be what I am. I am a being of peace. And to recharge my battery with the supreme generator, and stay in that flow. And gently and gradually, I come back into the awareness of the body and the room and sounds. I experience myself in the body, totally full and at peace. In the flow. My breath in the flow. My heart in the flow. my nervous system in the flow. And my soul emanates that light through the body. With that love and gratitude, I come back totally renewed and healed, free. Om Shanti. So, why don't we finish with a song and then I'll open up for questions. So, stay in that flow. And I'd like to make this next song an offering to the world as my global family, including the elements. Om Shanti.
Two, three. Light on the horizon, off starboard bow, feel the spirit rising, hear the mighty shout, oh, watch the whole creation turning inside out. He's making his will made known. The time for peace is now. Leaders at the table talking about an end to war. We need more than chess moves. We gotta open up the door, oh, and let a little sunlight shine on each and every face. In the sunlight of the morning, let them bless the human race, singing, we are one family. We are too close not to let it be. We are sisters and brothers, a coat of many colors, you and me. Feel the expectation, all the world around. Everybody's waiting to hear the joyful sound, oh, of all the nations singing out in harmony. There's a new world in the making. Won't you sing along? Now sing along with me. We are one family. We are too close not to let it be. We are sisters and brothers, a coat of many colors, you and me. Shout it from the mountaintop, sail it on the breeze. The only way we're gonna have peace is when we come to see we are one family. We are too close not to let it be. We are sisters and brothers, a coat of many colors, you and me. Om Shanti. We are sisters and brothers, a coat of many colors, we are one family. We are too close not to let it be. We are sisters and brothers, a coat of many colors, you and me. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.